This is Hulk Hogan's casket being carried to his grave. Hulk's funeral took place yesterday, and here we see the pallbearers carrying his casket, step by step, surrounded by silence, sorrow, and the weight of legacy. The moment was almost surreal. For decades, we watched this man stand tall, muscle-bound, and larger than life, walking into stadiums filled with roaring crowds. But yesterday, the walk was different. Slower, quieter, final. The red and yellow were still there, not as a costume this time, but as a tribute, draped across the casket like a flag for a fallen hero, a symbol of Hulkamania, a reminder of what he gave to the world. As the pallbearers moved forward, each step seemed to carry the weight of millions of hearts. Some were legends themselves, men who once fought him in the ring. Others were friends from behind the curtain, and some were family, the people who knew Terry Bollea, not just Hulk Hogan. Triple H stood near, his head bowed in deep respect. Vince McMahon watched in silence, his expression unreadable, but his eyes told the story of a man saying goodbye to the very star who helped build his empire. And around them, gathered in quiet grief, were fans, wrestlers, production crew, and friends. Some cried, some prayed, others simply watched, struggling to accept that this was truly the end of an era. You could feel it in the air. This wasn't just the funeral of a man. This was the final bell for a myth, because Hulk Hogan wasn't just a performer. He was the heartbeat of an entire generation of wrestling fans. The face on the poster, the voice in the promo, the hero who told us to eat our vitamins, say our prayers, and believe. And somehow, even in death, he was still doing it, bringing people together, reminding us of who we were when we first believed in something bigger than ourselves. The casket was lowered slowly into the earth. The cheers that had followed him for decades had been replaced by tears, but the feeling, that same electric, emotional feeling, still lingered in the air. A few fans gathered outside the private service whispered, "Thank you, Hogan," and then a few more. And before long, the quiet chant spread, "Thank you, Hogan, thank you, Hogan." It wasn't scripted, it wasn't planned, it was real, pure, honest. Inside the ring, Hogan fought giants, monsters, even villains from other worlds. Outside the ring, he fought critics, personal demons, and the changing tides of fame. But in the end, he stood tall. Not because he was flawless, but because he kept coming back. Because he loved the fans. Because he gave everything he had, for decades. To us, he was more than an athlete. He was a symbol of strength, of defiance, of hope. And now as he rests, finally at peace, the world continues to celebrate what he gave us. In tribute videos, in replays of WrestleMania classics, in childhood memories we'll never let go of. So as the earth closed gently over the casket, one era ended, but a legend was sealed. Forever, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. You were more than just the main event. You were the reason we showed up. And now as we say goodbye, we know this isn't the end. Because Hulkamania never dies. It lives on, in every chant, every match, and every heart you inspired. What you gonna do, brother, when the world remembers you forever?